Now you have been clubbed in with lot of things. You said lot of things. Okay. You also added features of Java 8 stream. Okay. Where the question is what? What do you mean by Java 8 stream? Okay. The question was not how it is useful in your new methodology or new programming, or how it differs from a traditional approach. Okay. It says that what do you mean by Java 8 stream? So try and understand. This is what one observation I have did it. Okay. Client always said that I ask them X, they give me a Y answer. Client always say me that I ask them X question, they give me Y answer, and then it feels like I'm just wasting my time. Trust me, these are the answers that I get from a client, not from me. Okay. And I can show you a lot of evidence about it. So stick to the points. What has been asked? Okay. Because if he is not clear or he wanted to know something more, he will come back to you additional question. Oh, that's what? So can you also help me to know what are the advantage of it? Oh, that's it. Very good. So now this is the way the client would interact with you. Okay. So stick to the, understand the question, have a very clear answer for it. Okay. At the same time, try to club your answer with certain examples when you don't have one, if you don't know to frame the statement and tell them. Okay. Club your answer with an example. Okay. Like you said, a Java stream is a series of objects. It's a collection of a series of object. Okay. If somebody is not able to answer this line in English, what they can say? Possible, right? If somebody is not able to make the statement in the interview, high possibility. I have seen people, I've been a part of certain interviews where I know how learners answers it. Okay. They know, but at times it becomes, challenging to give that answer in that particular technical framework or a technical statement. Okay. Continuous, or maybe a series of collection, something. So in that case, support your examples. Like you can say like an array where we have elements. Okay. Similarly, we can also have an object. Okay. And that collection is nothing but a part of a Java stream. But however, Java stream always have a, the kind of data would be in a large set and not in a smaller set, because we'll use stream when there is a large set of data. Okay. You should ideally use that. It does not mean that you should not use streams when a smaller data sets are there. Yes, you can use it, but ideally the improve the performance of your code, you should use the Java streams when there is a large set of data. Again, I'll tell you what is a large set of data. Let's say you have a 1 lakh of integer number, 1 lakh, some numbers are there. Integer numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like there are a lot of numbers are there. Now look at the range, 1 lakh, 1 million or something. Okay. Those kind of records are there. Now you want to manage those records. Instead of managing with your traditional for loop, you should try to manage it with your streams. Okay. Now to make this point very clear, let's have one example. Okay, let's have this one example to understand how we do traditionally and how this could be very helpful if you do with your Java 8 stream. Now my way of teaching is different. I hope many people knows about it. I don't code it. I ask people to help to do coding. So who would like to volunteer today? Who would like to share a screen and start coding? Yeah, no one. Don't worry, I'm there. I'll help you. I'll tell you the codes. You just have to open your screen. You have to just stop writing it, and that's the way you become confident. Trust me. If you do not practice, if you do not try, you'll never become a confident person. Wow. Who is it? Karim has started as usual, right? Okay. Well, Karim, if I ask you, thank you for sharing it. First of all, I would appreciate the same, uh, from every learner, if they can take a, volunteer themselves and say that, okay, I would like to share a screen and do it. Okay. I would really appreciate it. Okay. Well, thank you, Karim, for doing this. So now if I tell you that, okay, think about, everybody think about, and this is a very practical example. And I know one of the interview, this was asked. Okay. Now let's say you have a 5 integer number, okay, inside the array, or probably a series of collection. 5 numbers are there, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you wanted to show the sum of it, okay? You have to do the sum of it. How would you do that in Java, normal Java? Forget about Java 8 streams and everything. Okay, you have a 5 numbers in, let's say, an array, and you wanted to now show the sum of those 5 numbers. How could you do that? Okay. Karim, you would like to write the code, or you want me to help you? Karim?
No, I want you to help me.
Okay. Chalo, what I'm going to do is, you create a project, you quickly create a class, okay? Everybody should do along with us so that you can also understand this better. And this is the very common kind of question that comes in interview, okay? Because nobody's going to ask you very high fun questions. They're going to ask you very basic logical questions in interviews, okay? But a lot of time learner forget those logical things, basic things, and they they don't answer it, and then they become reject in the interviews, okay? So don't take inputs. We already have a set of value. So for everyone, I'm sharing that one line of code which creates an array of 5 elements. I hope everybody should be able to see that in the chat. Please copy and paste it in your code that you have an array of 5 elements and you just wanted to have a sum of these numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. You just have to do a summing. So when you want to do a summing, okay, in traditional approach, you need to use loop because you have to go to every element. And then when you go to every element, you'll read that element. After reading, you'll do the summing of each number. Okay, that's a normal traditional approach. Karim, don't distract yourself. Is he there?
Yeah, actually, I was
Okay.
trying to connect my charger. That's why it will be disrupted.
Okay, no problem. So I have
Now it
shared
now
the
it is
code.
connected.
Yeah, I have shared the code in the chat for the declaration of an array. Okay, which has 5 elements into it. Quickly, if you can just copy paste it, and then all can try out how I can do the addition of this number 5 elements using a loop. Okay, so Karim, would like to try out, or you want me to help you out?
So actually, I did not get what I want to do.
You
Actually,
have
I
to
want
add
to.
the 5 numbers that is there inside the array using a loop. That's a traditional way. Well, anybody wanted to give that for loop ka code? Anyone has done that?
स्ट्रीम एपीआई यूज करना चाहिए ना सर?
नहीं, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि स्ट्रीम एपीआई के बिना अगर किसी ने आपको बता दिया ये कोड करना है तो कैसे करोगे, और फिर हम स्ट्रीम एपीआई पर आएंगे, अंडरस्टैंड करेंगे कि हाउ इट इज डिफरेंट, स्ट्रीम एपीआई कैसे डिफरेंट है from a traditional approach, how it makes a difference. That's what you need to understand, because that you have to explain in interview कि traditional approach में क्या होता है and what happens in Java 8 stream में, that you have to explain them. Okay. Well, Monica, you saying that integer which starts with I0. Okay, very good. That's one way to do it. You can even make it more shorter, this for loop. Okay, there is a new pattern of for loop that we can use it again. How many people knows about this? I don't know, but you can always use a for loop, something like I'm sharing in the chat. You can always use a loop which is enhanced for loop, which will ensure that you're reducing the code line, boilerplate code. Okay, so the for loop is also given, some you have to declare, the for loop is given, and that's it, and then print the value. Who has done this code? I give two important things. I have shown how the arrays got declared. I have given you how the for loops to be used. Now the rest part, can you all design? Can you do it? Implement it quickly? Quick. Anyone who wanted to tell me that he has completed, just let me know in the chat that he has been completed this program. Gayatri, good one. I could see that you've been written it. Some in the chat. But then have you completed the program?
No, sir, I don't have
Sum equals to 0.
now.
What are you saying, Gayatri?
Actually, sir, I don't have laptop with me.
Okay, no problem. Okay, Surendra, thank you. Really good. Okay, I appreciate your effort because you have done it. Okay, Bharat, for loop, it's okay. I wanted to know if you've written the complete code, like summing and everything, and printing value also. If you can, if you have done it, really good.
Yeah, done, sir.
Done. You got a 15 as an answer. So it is easy. Try and understand this. What happening here is now, since the values are very less, okay, the kind of performance would not be an issue. But as in these sizes increases, he has to go to every element and he has to do the needful. Okay. So you can see the number of lines here that we use to do this coding in a traditional way. Now this is called as traditional way. We have an array, we read each element, we add it. Okay. We add it, and then after the complete addition is done, we print that value. Okay. That's a normal way. Now, if I want to do the same thing with the stream. So first of all, I have to pass this complete array to the stream. That's very, very important. Let it be. Let it be that. Let it be. Yeah, comment it if you want. So the first thing is we have to pass the complete array that we have, okay, or a list. In our case, at line number 11, if you can see, we have an array which is given to the list. Okay, that complete list, that 5 numbers that we have in list, we'll send it to the stream. Okay, we'll convert those things into the stream. Unless and if we do not convert into stream, we cannot use any functionality of a streams. Okay, the first very important thing is we to convert into stream. So how are we going to convert it? Very simple. So tell me, Karim, what is your variable name, or what is that list variable name that we have at line number 11? What's the variable name, or what is an object name?
Object name is, sir, the numbers and
Numbers. Object name is number. That's it. Somebody asks you at line number 11, what is an object? Object is numbers. Okay. The name of the object is number. Please write that number there at line number 17. Numbers dot stream. So to convert into stream, we already have a predefined method called as streams. Okay. Dot stream. Okay. Enter. Remove the dot. Initially, we don't want a dot here, Karim. Karim, anyone else wanted to share a screen? I think Karim is having an internet issue today. Anybody who is good in having a good network and would like to share? Karim, I'm audible to you?
sir, actually, I'm fixing a network issue due to rain and
Yeah, I could see that. So anyone wants to share a screen, please do it. I'll help you. Don't worry. I'll help you to code it.
Can I share my screen?
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. I would appreciate that, Pawan. Okay, Pawan has already started sharing it. Very good, Pawan. I really appreciate. Okay. So Pawan, can you now just convert your, have you written the code, Pawan? Can you be louder, Pawan?
Hello.
I cannot hear you, Pawan. Can you be louder?
Hello.
Did you wrote that code, what we were discussing?
No, sir.
Yeah, please write it quickly. Create that array, create a class, new class, and then just copy that array. We'll complete that code. So now we're going to understand that how are Java streams will make our life easier. So first thing is, if we talk about an advantage of a Java 8 stream, is it helps us to remove the boilerplate code, or too many lines are there, we can reduce it to simple, smaller line of code. So we need not to write a too many lines to do it. We can write it in a smaller 1 line or a 2 line max, and we can get the same result of addition of 5 numbers. Okay. Well, so Pavan, I have given that code of array, how I declare the array, list array. Please copy and paste it in your code. I'm again sharing it in the chat for a quick reference. Pavan, did you got that code?
Sir, we have to message.
You'll have now your Teams. You're not able to see your Teams. Oh, sorry, WebEx window. Stop and
sir.
check. Stop and check. Stop the sharing and check. Yeah. Anyone else wanted to try meanwhile? Who was telling me I'll share? Anyone else?
Shraddha Admaneswar.
I didn't get you. Shraddha. Okay. Shraddha. So at line number 9 in her case, we have an array which is been declared. We have some 5 elements. Now this array is a part of a list. Okay. Now what is the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to convert this into a stream. Okay. So we said number, that's an object name dot stream. So stream method will convert those array or a collection of array or your list into the stream. That's the first thing. Okay. Now the second thing is, very quickly, that's what one advantage, a pipeline. Do you understand this word pipeline? Okay. Pipeline means we can add multiple methods to compute our result with a Java stream. Okay. With a Java stream, I can add multiple methods to compute it. Okay. It's like a pipe. We can keep adding the things. So now we have first converted into stream. Now my second task is to ensure that these numbers are getting added. Okay, all the numbers are getting added. So there is something called as sum method. Okay, there is something called as sum method, and there is also something called as reduce. So we'll first use reduce. We'll try to understand reduce. Okay. So Shraddha, can you say dot after stream function? You can say dot. You say reduce. Say reduce. And then the second one. And then say enter. Now here the first thing is we'll initialize the value. Do you remember in this line number 11, we first set sum equals to 0, right? We initialize the value for sum. Okay, we said initial value will be 0. Now why we need to give the initial value? Two reasons. One, if there are no elements in the array, there are no numbers in the array, and it's an empty element, then what your function will return? You should return something, right? So you can always say 0. So when you will say 0, if the elements are empty, he will return 0. If we say 10, if the elements are not there, okay, in the array, he'll return 10. If we say 20, then if there is nothing inside it, it will take 20 as a return value. Okay. So whenever elements are not there, whenever your array or a list is empty, what should he return back? He will return back the first value that will set here. Okay. So in our case, we'll set 0. So Shraddha, can you write 0 here? The first value inside the reduce, then say comma. After 0, you say comma. Inside itself. Yeah, inside that rounded bracket. That's the first value. Now, second value is we have to add elements, right? We have to add elements. Now, if I say 1, how many elements are there? 5 elements are there. So when he is going to take the first value, with whom he is going to add it? We need 2 values to do addition, right? We need A value and we need B value for an addition. Am I right or wrong? When I want to do an addition of any number, what I have to do? I have to have two values, right? I cannot add without that. If I say only 10 number is value 10 is there, can I do addition of 10? Can I say 10 with addition? I think no. So I need two values. When plus operator is there, I need two values to add the value, right? So I need A value and I need B value, then I can use a plus operator. So here we'll have a function. Here we'll have a function.
एक्सप्रेशन यूज करना पड़ेगा सर, ये और
Yes.
भी वैल्यू देनी पड़ेगी और प्लस ऑपरेटर.
Yes, Bharat. So wait and watch. So now here we're going to create a lambda function. So Shraddha, can you open a rounded bracket? And in that you can say A comma B. Shraddha,
Sir.
are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Inside, no, sir.
Inside. After 0 you written comma, then you open a bracket and then you say A comma B. And I'm giving the exact reduce method ka implementation in the chat. You can copy and paste that. I'll explain you so that we don't waste the time. Okay. So Shraddha, once you paste
सबसे
it,
पहले
let me
जीरो
know.
क्यों लिया सर? सबसे पहले जीरो क्यों लिया सर? ये और बी के पहले.
बताता हूं मैं आपको भरत. Wait करो 2 मिनट के लिए. So Shraddha, have you copied that code from the chat and pasted on your coding? Okay. Thank you so much. Now I'll explain you again. भरत ध्यान से सुनो. Okay. अगर आप लोग का array जो list at line number 9, if it is empty, now we have 5 numbers 1 2 3 4 5, but if that list is empty, then what value your reduce function should return? Okay, that is decided in the first space, and that's the reason we return 0. 0 means if there are no elements inside the list, it should be considered as 0. So he'll return 0 if there are no elements inside the list or an array. Clear, Bharat? First point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the second point I'll tell you. Okay. Accumulator. Now accumulate का मतलब होता है जैसे कि if I say 5 elements are there, the first value is 1, the second value is 2. Okay. So when I add 1 plus 2, it becomes 3. Now 3 becomes an accumulator. Okay. Now 3 will get added with another value. What is the third value that we have? 3. So 3 plus 3 will become 6. Now what become accumulator? 6. Okay. Now accumulator plus the next value. What is the next value? 4. So 6 plus 4 will become 10. Now the accumulator value has become 10. Okay. Now what is the next value available? 5. So 10 plus 5 will become 15. Now what is your accumulator? 15. Okay. Now that accumulator value has been written back. Now when there is a first element, when he reads a first element, what is the accumulator? When he's reading the value 1 from the list, which is the first value, what would be the accumulator? Because when he reads second, he knows the accumulator is 1. Okay. But then how he knows when he reads the first value, what is the accumulator? So in the first space, when he reads the first time, the first element, the accumulator value is exactly your initial value. Okay. So what is the initial value we set? We set 0. Okay. So what is your first time? When you read the first value, what is your accumulator? The accumulator is 0. So he'll say 0 plus the first value, that is 1. Now your accumulator becomes 1. Then you go to the next element. Okay. So again we say accumulator plus the next element. Now accumulator is 1. Because we said 0 plus 1, the accumulator become 1. So 1 plus 2 now becomes 3. Like this, it will keep going on. So initial values are useful for two reasons. One, when there are no elements inside the list or an array, what he has to return, that is decided by the initial value. Okay. Second, the first element when he reads, what should be the accumulator value, that is decided by 0. Now I'll show you a very practical example. Your program is done. Okay, your program is done. You'll get a result of this. So Shraddha, if you can run this code, you will get exactly, you should get exactly an output. So the output is not coming. The reason is this is not a terminal output. It's not showing me an output. It is just calculating it. Okay. Now to print this output, we have to store the reduce ka value into something. Now what reduce will return? Reduce will return you integer value. Okay. It will return an integer value. It means that the output of this reduce method, we need to store it into integer variable. We already have a sum or declare one sum variable. Shraddha, can you declare sum variable or say integer sum equals to number dot stream dot. So what have been written down before that? The first thing you write integer sum. Yes. Equals to, and then the line number 19, you can write it down there next to it. Say delete from keyboard. Say delete from keyboard. Don't put 0 and semicolon. Say delete from keyboard. Use delete button. Delete button. Press the delete button from your keyboard. Now delete that spaces that you have. After equals to, there are some spaces. Shraddha, just remove that space. Shraddha,
Yes, sir.
can you please remove that space? Or I'll give you that same syntax in the chat. Now it's okay. Now it's okay. Now can you simply print the value of sum? So what we did, after the reduce is done, reduce function is completed, he'll return a value. And that value we have stored into a variable called as sum. Now when you print the value, you'll able to see the exact result, that is 15. Okay, you'll able to see the exact result, that is 15. Are you getting an output? Shraddha?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Everybody with me, please give me a thumbs up. Are you here at this stage? Any question, any doubts you'll have? Quickly, I wanted to know. Okay, very good. Now, I'll prove the point of accumulator, which I said the initial value acts like an accumulator. Now, Shraddha, where I have written 0, you add there 10. Instead of 0, you make it as 10. The value as 10. Reduce may be written 0, right? Instead of 0, you make it as 10. And run it. So you will have 25 as an output now. Run the value, run the code and see what is an output that is coming. Save, run it. Are you getting 25? How it is getting 25? When it was 0, okay? When all the elements added, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, the total was 15. But because the initial value was 10, so 10 plus 15 became 25. The initial value, the first value. So how it goes? 10 plus 1, it becomes 11 first time. Then 11 plus 2, it becomes 13. Then 13 plus 3, like this it will keep adding. So if you change the initial value, your total will also change. Okay? Because the initial value acts like an accumulator for the first value inside the list or an array. Is this clear? Everybody? Is this clear? Correct, Gayatri? When it was 0, it was adding 0 plus 1. But now since we return 10, the first time it will be 10 plus 1 and not 0 plus 1. Very good, Gayatri. Good going. I want the, your reactions, whether you understood, not understood, before we proceed to the next part. Before we proceed to the next part. Is it interesting? Give me feedback. I'm noting the question here. Okay. We'll take up those questions. Every question will be answered. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. So now what we did, if you remember, in the normal traditional way, when we use the traditional way, which is the loop, you see how many lines you wrote from line number 11 to line number 16. You wrote how many lines? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 6 lines you wrote. But when you use a stream functionality, okay, Java 8 stream, you just have to write 2 lines of code. Isn't it great? Isn't it great and easy to do it? Tell me, isn't it great and easy to do it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. It is easy and it is, clean. So why we use the stream Java 8 stream APIs or Java 8 stream? To ensure that your code are very concise, clear, okay, and easy readable. Okay, instead of writing that big line of code, we are reducing it. The first thing is the boilerplate. So we reduce the boilerplate. We made it very simple, two-liners, which has become now easy to understand and easy to, read it also. Okay, concise manner. And every industry person will see how you're writing the code. Whether you're using the latest way to make it much better or you're making it worst. I'll tell you the reason. When you use a loop, okay, if there are 1,000 records or 1 lakh of records, he has to go to every record and then read and do it, which is a time consuming. The line will get executed that number of time. Okay. Since we are using a predefined method of a Java 8 stream, it is much faster than your normal traditional approach. So the output will be quicker. The output will be much faster. Your performance will be much better. The line is reduced. The number of line of the code has been reduced. It becomes more readable, more easy to understand. Okay. And that's are the benefits. So first benefit of using Java 8 stream is your reduce the boilerplate code. Boilerplate code matlab bade code jo hote hai, we reduce it. We brought it to a very simple one. Okay. Any questions? I am noted down your question. Shrisha, I'll answer you. Any other question? Anyone else? Any other question?
Ask a question, sir.
Yeah, what are you saying?
So that means in every accumulation, like 10 becomes A and 10 after, like 1 becomes B, and after that, after the
So
sum,
addition
like
of
10
the
plus
sum.
1,
So like
10 plus
first
1, 11 becomes A, and then 2
accumulator.
becomes B.
Yes, correct. So A and B. A is an accumulator. B is your element. Okay. So A is your accumulator. B is your element. So A will
Okay,
always have the accumulated value and B will always have the element that he reads
element
from
value.
the list.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Instead of A and B, we can also use some number 1, number 2, like that also, sir.
Correct. Instead of A and B, you can use any variable name. You can say XYZ, AB1, comma AB2, anything. But then you should know that my first parameter is an accumulator and my second parameter is the element. That you
But
should
is
know.
there no need to initialize the variables A and B?
No, it's a lambda function, right? In function, we do not initialize anything. If you see, it's a function because in bracket, we're writing A comma B. So it is a lambda
Yes.
function. Okay. So though we do not write or sorry, we do not initialize it. It's exactly like a function we say, na, which has function integer a comma integer b. But in lambda function, we simply say a comma b. We don't have to even write the data type. It becomes auto, depending on the value.
Sir.
Otherwise, we have to write always the data type, which is very difficult.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So, welcome. So now you got it. What is A and B? A and B, here I wrote it just for my convenient, but you can have any variable name. But try and understand the meaning of A and B. A means accumulator, B means elements.
Element.
Okay, got it? And now
Okay, sir.
somebody asked me reduce. So here I said plus. I can also say minus. I can also say multiplication. I can also say division. Can't I do that? I read the element, I do the multiplication, okay, and then I accumulate it. Okay, or I do multiplication, A into B into C into D into E. Possible. If there are 5 elements, I can say 1 into 2, 2 into 3, 3 into 4, 4 into 5. All these numbers can be multiplied. Here I said A plus B as an operand is a plus. Look, the operator that I'm using here is plus. Okay. I can use any operator if I wanted to find out something else. A multiplication or the multiplied value of all the elements. I can use multiply. So reduce give me an opportunity to change the logic as per my wish. Okay, where sum will exactly work like summing a value. You'll only sum it. But if I want to do something else also, instead of addition, I can do that with the help of my reduce functionality. Okay, got it, everybody so far? Any questions by anyone? Any questions by anyone? Okay, let's now move to the next part of our discussion. Okay, so that's the first one, the boilerplate. Okay, now it also supports parallelism. Okay, parallelisms मतलब क्या होता है? Multiple values can be accessed at the same time. Parallel values can be accessed at the same time for doing an addition. Okay, so that the work can become faster. Now this mechanism is been available in Java 8 stream. Okay, so that your work can become fast. I'll give a very simple example. Okay, now you wanted to paint your room, your bedroom. Okay, you have invited a painter. He said, I alone, मैं अकेला इस पूरे रूम को पेंट करने के लिए I'll take 3 days. ठीक है? So I asked him, if you increase the number of people, आप 2 लोग करोगे तो कितना टाइम लगेगा? So he said me that I'll take only 1 day. Now I understood what is parallelism. I'm saying that the same work to do by multiple people so that the result can be faster. I don't want to invest 3 days. I just have 1 day in my hand. मुझे एक दिन में complete करना है, so I want to do parallelism. Okay. Now this is good idea when we have a huge data set and wanted to perform certain operation on it. Okay. That is also supported by Java 8 stream. So first advantage is it reduces the boilerplate code. Second, it supports the parallelism. Now how I'm going to do that? So instead of writing stream, converting into stream, I'll say parallel stream. Okay, so once you put dot after the object, there will be 2 things, stream and parallel stream. Shraddha, I would like to try out the same example. Just remove that stream at line number 17. Yeah. You just say parallel stream. Instead of stream, you can say parallel stream. I'll give that syntax in the chat for your reference, for a quick reference, in fact. Okay. I've given it in the chat. So I'll use parallel stream instead of stream, which will make it as parallel things to work together. But the result will be same. But the output will be quick and faster because here we said that it has to use a parallelism. Parallel streaming we talking about. Okay, you can use that. Try this and let me know an output. Everybody should give me responses, whether to your emotions, answers, chat, whatever you wanted to. But I want everybody to try this and let me know an answer for this. And tell me, is the session going well? Are you not getting bored? See, Pavan is sleeping. Pavan, you're feeling like sleepy, right?
No, sir.
Sure. You want me to teach more?
Yes, sir.
Sure. You're getting interest or feeling
Yes, sir.
bored?
No, sir.
Okay. You all are getting interest? Can you just quickly give me your responses? You're finding it worth attending this session or finding it bore? Okay. Is my language is very simple, easy to understand, clear, or difficult? Guys, if you can talk now, I'll be more happy.
Understand. Easy to understand, sir.
Wow. I'm loving it.
सर
एक मिनट वरद, अच्छा बोल रहे हो तो मैं सुन रहा हूँ. अभी कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछो तो नहीं सुन रहा हूँ मैं. कुछ बोल रहे थे वरद?
या सर मैं बोल रहा था कि सर पैरेलल स्ट्रीम मतलब
I don't know.
एक असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में लेते हैं सर उसको.
Discuss it, Bharat. Give me a second. Yeah, someone else is also saying. Yeah. Anyone else also wanted to say something?
Ma'am, don't speak in Hindi, ma'am.
Sir, my name is Gurunath Kadam and I'll not speak in Hindi. It's just only for few people, but I'll keep my most of the times the session only in English. Okay? So I'll not use Hindi, but then at times just to make few people very comfortable. Okay? Very rare I'll do that. Okay, Sangeeta? But what my
Okay.
question was only, is it clear to you all that what we have discussed so far and you're finding it worth attending the session?
Okay.
Are you finding it worth?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, my name is Gurunath Kadam. I'm male candidate.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Okay, now Bharat, I would like to take up your question. What are you trying to sell me? Bharat,
या सर
Olo, what is your question?
या सर मैं कह रहा था कि सर वो पैरेलल स्ट्रीम मतलब है असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में वैल्यू रिटर्न करेगा और डुप्लीकेट वैल्यू रिटर्न नहीं करता क्या सर पैरेलल
किसने
स्ट्रीम
बोला?
में?
किसने बोला? Who told you this?
नहीं सर ऐसा लगा सर मुझे क्योंकि वो पैरेलल की वजह से
Nahi. I just gave an example, Bharat, right now. Ki if I wanted to paint a room and if I call a person to paint it, and if you're saying I'll take 3 days, मुझे 3 दिन लगेंगे for painting that complete room. And if I say if you increase one more, if you bring one more person, how many days will take? He said 1 day. So when I increase multiple people, when I add and I ask multiple people to do the same task, okay, the number of days are reduced to 1. So same thing, when we have a huge data and when we wanted the things to happen faster, we'll put it into parallel working. Okay, multiple people will work on it, multiple processes, multiple threads, technical term is thread. Multiple threads will work on it to ensure you get a faster and efficient result. Okay, Bharat, let's move to the next part now. Is it clear, Bharat?
समझो सर अपन को कोई वैल्यू डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में या अपर केस या लोअर केस में चाहिए तो
There's a different functions for it. We'll do that. Sort करके method है. There is a sort method which will sort the value. Okay?
Yeah.
Ascending or a descending order. If you want an uppercase, we have a functions like 2 upper of a string or a 2 lower of a string. We can use that using a map method. Possible. We'll see that examples as some time.
कर सकते हैं सर कंपैरेटर
We can use comparator also. No problem. There are a lot of ways and mediums, but we'll see a few examples, Bharat, wherein let's
इसका
understand
एवरेज
those
भी
examples.
निकाल सकते हैं क्या सर?
Bharat, let's look at what we're discussing now, and we'll take up your questions one by one. And I also have my written article where I have given all these examples. I would prefer you to go to that article also. I'll share you that article at the end of the session. Okay. But let me go and make people also understand how things works. Okay. We'll take one by one your question. You can write that question in the chat. Okay. Yeah. Moving to the next part. Is it parallel stream use? You get answers quickly. Responses, instead of saving Monica quickly, it's like performance matter, right? When you click on a page and if the page takes loading time of 10 minutes, nobody will be interested to go to that website or an application. Okay. It means that while loading the page, if there is something to be done, okay, some data to be fetched and to be shown on the screen, and if that work is done by one person, if it's taking 10 minutes, I can put multiple people to get the data and reduce from the 10 to a 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So the right term, okay, however, quickly and everything, it's correct, but the right term in technical, you could say that to improve the performance of your responses, okay, parallel streams are really good. Okay, when it
Sure,
really
sir.
quicking, you'll get a quick responses and a quick result. That could be a way to put it across technically. Okay, moving to the next part of a discussion. Any doubts so far by anyone? Please let me know. Any doubts? Any questions?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Now we will create a simple class. Shraddha, would you like to continue or someone else would like to volunteer it? Shraddha would like to continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good, Shraddha. Well, now we'll create another class and we'll have playing with object. Now this was an example of playing with number, right? We can also play with objects. We'll see how we can go to play with an object now. Okay. So create a class, maybe a demo 2, demo 3, whatever you want to name it. Pooja, share your code. Maybe initially, if you're using a sum which is already calculated and then again putting that sum into some addition, this might happen. Show me your code. I can tell you why it is coming 65 or not. Okay, maybe a logical mistake. Okay, now here,
Sir, I am also getting like that.
show your code to me. Share your code in chat. Yeah. Parallel will show you that output wrong only. Because we're not using threading concept here. It will show wrong output 65. Yes. It will show wrong output 65 because it is two people are doing addition and the accumulator is working accordingly. Okay. We need to handle with this thread. So I'll share you the block where you can see this example. First, we'll take up one object example and then I'll discuss this because this is also with the concept thread. I don't know whether even how much no thread, and that's the reason I'm not discussing today. But probably at the end, I'll see if I can show you this example with the thread. Okay. If you keep 0, it will definitely, because the accumulator initially is 0. If you put 10, it is going to show wrong output. Correct, Aditya?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. We'll discuss this parallelism with thread right now. Let's move to the another example. Shraddha, you're there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you create a subclass inside this class with a name called as employee? Okay, I'll give you that code also. You can just copy and paste it to save our time. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, I'm sharing that code in the chat. Please check it. And then you have to use the closing bracket also for this class, which I missed out. You can just simply use a closing bracket. Just copy and paste this. This is supposed to be a part of your, yeah. So one class and there's another class. Class demo, which is having a main method, and there's one more class called as employee. Now tell me how many people here knows how to create a getter and setter of the classes?
Source.
Yeah, so create getter and setter of your employee class.
In main class.
No,
Oh,
you have to create getter and setter of your employee class.
Yes, sir.
Okay, select all. Very good. You'll also create two constructors, default constructor and a parametric constructor. So right click, constructor. You have to create constructor. Right click and constructor. Yeah, all fields. Okay. Now what we're going to do is in the main program, in the main method, we're going to create object of this. I'm going to give it to the array. Okay. So don't do that way. I'll tell you how to do it. Say arrays, array, array dot as. Okay, I think the array is not there. We'll add those header file first of all. Okay, so can you just import util dot
पहले array को import कर लीजिए, उसके बाद लीजिए सर.
Bharat, let me complete, please. Yeah. So when you're adding the array, you just have to import that file also. So you have to go top and say import java.util.arrays in case if that is not been added. I'll give in the chat. You just copy that and say import java dot. You can write further, Shraddha. Huh, correct. Now come down. Now we'll say here what? Yeah.
Remaining, sir. Arrays.
1 second. Huh?
Arrays है सर, वो array नहीं.
Arrays. Arrays dot as list. As list.
First one, sir.
Enter. No problem. Okay. Now here, what we're going to do is remove that null. Say enter. Say enter. One more time, enter. Now here in between this list, we're going to create multiple objects. Of which class? Of an employee class. Okay, we have a constructor. So whenever we'll create an object of this employee class, automatically whichever based on the constructor that we're calling, that constructor will get invoked. So here you'll say new, write a new keyword, new. What is the name of the class? Let's say employee. In our case, it is employee class. I say new employee. Open a bracket because you're going to pass the value to the constructor. And now how many values do you pass to the constructor? We have to pass the value for employee ID, employee name, and employee age. Rounded bracket, dear Shraddha. And don't go to the next line. Put it as one line. For your reference, I'm just sharing in the chat how we pass the value. Anyone who wanted to know the reference, I'm just sharing in the chat. If you see in the chat, this is the way we write new employee, and then we pass the value. Okay. So first value will be one that you're writing will be for the employer ID. The second value that you're passing will be your employee name. And the third value that you're passing is called the age value that you're passing. Okay. Now, because we want multiple objects, now this is one object and I want to just store multiple objects. So I'll say comma. After the 25, you close a bracket, you say comma. And now you create, say enter. And now you create another object, new employee, and pass the new value. Like this, you create some 3-4 records. 4-5 records you create with different age. Everybody is doing along with me. Just confirm me. You show me your responses either in chat or probably to, yeah, reactions. Okay. Well, done, Shraddha?
Yes,
So
sir.
here, what we did is we have created 4 records and 4 objects in fact, and we given it to the array list. At the end, line number 48, when you close it, put a semicolon. Now we'll give this array list, the list that we created, we'll give it to the list. Okay. So we'll rewrite this slightly. So before your line number 43, where you started array, you'll create something like this. I'm just writing in the chat, list employees emp list equals to. So before that arrays dot as list, you'll write down this few words that we given in the chat. Okay, you'll convert, you'll store this thing into the list. This complete array is going to store it into the list. So this
In
is
line number
that
43, sir.
line number 43. You'll copy and paste this at line number 43 before the code has started anything. Initially, keep it before. You're putting it at wrong place. Say Control Z.
वो arrays dot as list के before
Bharat, let her do it. If require help, we'll ask you. Okay? Yeah.
sorry sir.
The only error here is because we're using a list now, and there is need of the import for that list. Can you take your mouse on that list? Shraddha? Can you see import? Yeah. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now our list is ready. Okay. Now our list is ready. Now the objective is what? The objective is to print this list. Okay. To print this list. If in traditional way, how are we going to do it? Any idea? Yeah. In a traditional way, how to do this? Any guesses? Sure, we'll not talk about traditional way. We'll talk about Java 8 stream way. Java 8 stream way. How are we going to do this? Any guesses?
Object.
You have a list, right? You can use a loop. In a traditional way, you can iterate it to loop. You can read one by one and you can showcase it. Okay. So for an example, if you just wanted to print it. So what you can do is just say enter. Shraddha, just say enter. Here you can say for. Okay. Then open it, create an object of an employee class, say employee X probably. Space X or E or colon. Now put a colon and then say your EMP list. Okay. Start a curly braces of this. And then now see here system.out.println. So every object we are reading it and we're going to print it. So my object would be available inside E. So you can say that E dot toString. To show that completely, you'll say E dot toString. Yeah, say it. You might get an error, no problem. Okay, run it now. You're getting an output, but unfortunately, it is not showing the correct output. Okay. So what we can do is we can override a toString method in our code. Okay, in our class. Please go up. In our employee class, right click, keep there inside the curly braces somewhere.
पहले से toString है sir.
Right click on it, go to source and create a toString method. Generate toString. There is there. Yeah. Say generate. It's already selected all the field, generate. Done. That's it. Now run the program. Now what we did is we created a toString method which is specifically going to give the output what I wanted. Now if you run an out program, you'll be able to see that every employee details have been shown. Every object has been shown.
Okay. toString का मतलब है कि सर वो print करने के काम आता है कि सर toString?
Yes. There are a lot of time you'll see that we use this .toString method to convert into string and get the result. Every class that you create will have a toString method by default. Since we wanted to now have toString wanted to behave like different, because here we have an object and we wanted to print an object ka value. Okay, what is there inside the object? We wanted him to behave differently. So we'll override that method in my class because that method is already available. So when I said right click source and generate toString method, we have overwritten. Can you see that is written as @override? So we're overwriting the logic of a toString and saying that this is what I wanted. I wanted to print the employee ID. I wanted to print the employee name. I just don't wanted to convert that value into this toString value. Okay, but this is what the logic I wanted to print. So whenever I'll use the toString method of this class, I'm going to get the output of this. So object name dot toString will always give me the output what has been shown right now on the screen. Okay, well, now the next question, is this clear to everybody how we can retrieve it with a normal traditional way?
sir.
Can you just give me the responses? Now, I just wanted to display those records whose age, or those employees only I wanted to show whose age is greater than 30 years or greater than 25 years. Only those records I wanted to print whose age is greater than 25. How can we do that?
If
Yeah. Any guesses?
if statements.
If
Using if statement.
statement inside the loop we can use if object name dot get age is greater than so and so. Now that's a traditional way. Okay. So Shraddha, just come down to your loop code. Yeah. At line before line number 56, we can write a code there. Before line number 56. Pehle. Before line number 56. Yeah. You can start if condition. If, and then you can say E dot, E is an object, right? So E dot get employee age. There is a method. Get employee age is a method available. Greater than 25. We said 25 years, right? Then start a curly braces for this also, the scope of this if condition, and put that system.out.println inside the, there you print. And you can comment at line number 59. Print e.toString. So here we are manually writing it that if the age is greater than 25, show me the output. Okay, you can just comment the line number 59 since we don't want it. Okay, run it now. Are you getting the details only for those employees whose age is greater than 27 and 25, sorry. Okay. Now, if I want to do the same thing with stream 8 API, now you saw the number of codes, right? Now I want to do the same thing, same class, same object, everything is available, but I wanted to do this with the help of stream Java 8 stream API. How can I do that? Any guesses? Any suggestion? Any guesses? Any suggestion? Friends, guys, let me know. If you don't know, it's okay. I'm okay with that. There's no problem. Yeah?
No, sir, no idea.
No problem. I'll help you out. That's okay. Okay. So now, Shraddha, can you comment line number 55 to line number what is it? 61, 62, whatever it may be. Yeah, comment that line as we don't want it. Okay. Now, Shraddha, can you convert your this thing, your EMP list into stream first? Line number 60 after 61. Yeah, after 61, you say enter. And then you say convert your EMP list object into stream. How we do that? How we convert into stream?
श्रद्धा
How we
सर
do,
कुछ
Shraddha?
बोल रहे हैं
She'll do it.
Sorry,
Shraddha?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Dot stream method, sir.
Correct. EMP list dot stream. It's okay if I'll make mistakes. I'm again telling you, if I'll make mistakes, I'm okay with that. EMP list object कैसे लिखा है Shraddha? How we written EMP list object at line number 49?
Shraddha.
List ka L is also small in your case at line number 49. You can see EMP list, that object that we created is in small. We'll convert that object now into stream. So you'll say EMP list dot stream. Okay. Now here, whenever you wanted to have a condition, okay, because you don't wanted to show everything, you just wanted to filter out certain things. So there are filter method available. So after you stream it, you'll say dot filter. Okay. And then say enter. Now predicate means the conditions. Okay, the conditions. What condition you want to give it? So we'll create an object first. So we'll say X or ABC, EMP, whatever object you wanted to create, you can create. And then you can say condition. I'm writing that condition in the chat for your reference. EMP, then I'll say EMP dot, just give me a second, okay? To avoid the mistake, I'll just do it at my end first. EMP list dot stream dot filter. Here I'll say EMP dot get age greater than 25. Okay. So filter method implementation, I given it in the chat. Please go to it. Now this is the way you have to write it down. So you'll create an object there and then you'll say that EMP dot employee age greater than 25. Okay. Now this will give you a result. Okay. This will give you the result, but what result you'll get? What result you'll get? Shraddha, can you take your cursor to filter and tell me what is it coming? What result he'll give you? Yeah. Will it give the result or will not give the result? Shraddha, anyone can tell me that. That's okay. Will it get the result or will not get a result? Learners, will you get a result, not get a result?
Not get the result.
Returns a stream consisting of the element of the stream that matches that given predicate. It won't get because you have to store this result somewhere, right? Or we have to use a for each loop. Okay. So now, Shraddha, after your filter method is completed, before that semicolon, you can say dot again. Before your semicolon at the end, you can say dot again. Yeah, dot for each. For each. Say enter. And here you'll say system. System ka is capital. Okay. Dot output. Sorry, system dot out, not output, out. OUT. And then you'll put 2 colons and it'll say println. I'm giving you the same thing in the chat. In case if you don't know. Okay. Since we are not storing it into the list again, we're trying to fetch it. Let's see whether you get an output. Yeah, Shraddha? Copy
Yes,
paste
sir.
the thing which is written, run it and see whether you get an output exactly what we need. Are you getting the output? Are you getting the output?
ये
Just
टू डॉट मतलब उस मेथड को कॉल किया जाता है क्या सर क्लास से?
I didn't get you, Bharat. What are you saying?
ये शब्द ये नीचे करो वर्क है कंसोल का बॉक्स, वो मुझे वो कोड दिखाओ एक बार. ये जो टू डॉट आंसर आउट के आफ्टर आउट सिस्टम डॉट आउट के आफ्टर जो
Method
टू
reference.
डॉट
Method reference. This is called as method reference.
मेथड रेफरेंस के.
Yeah. So यहाँ पर we not passing anything. It is directly called. He will print that value. Okay. So this is the way we write it in the method reference. I believe this has been done for you all. Okay. If not, let me know. I'll explain you. Yeah. Go ahead. Who is asking the question? Yes. Shraddha. Is the output coming, Shraddha?
Sir.
Everyone is getting the output. Please confirm me. I would like to see your responses. Hey, you all guys are doing it or not doing it, or just I could see Shraddha can stop sharing a screen. I can see everybody's webcam off now. Since they know that sir is not looking at us, he's busy in coding. Everybody, not a single learner webcam is on. Can I get your webcam on, please? Can I request you all to on your webcam quickly? Yeah. Waiting for others also to on, and please do it quickly. Please do it. Okay. Now, before we move to the next part, is this clear to everyone? Is this clear to everyone? Please on your webcam. I would like to see Pawan, everybody. Okay. Is this clear what we were discussing, right? Is there any concern, any doubts, any queries so far? Any queries so far by anyone?
सर आप वो स्ट्रीम एपीआई का सर पीडीएफ सेंड कर दो ना सर
किस
आपके
चीज
पास
का
होगा
पीडीएफ
तो
भेजूं? What PDF you want?
स्ट्रीम एपीआई का
Okay, I'm noting it down. I'll tell you. Are there any other question by anyone else?
सर मेरा
Any other
वेबएक्स
question?
पे अकाउंट नहीं है सर शायद आप व्हाट्सएप पे डालिए सर
Okay.
What is the
Anything
main use
else?
of method reference?
No, I didn't get you. What are you saying?
The main use of method reference.
What is the use of method reference? Okay. Now this becomes very easy, right? You don't have to take an object, then put it into object name dot, dot toString. You remember we written earlier object name dot toString to print the value. Okay. So with the help of the new method reference and lambda extension that came in Java, you don't actually have to create an object and do that. In for each loop, if you simply say system.out colon println, it automatically becomes a method reference and he automatically decide. He completes the code for you in the backside. He creates an object and he prints that object for you. Okay. Similarly, even if it's an element, it will print the elements for you. So you don't have to actually write system.out.println in bracket, then the object name dot toString to actually tell him that everything is decided by the code itself. Then when the code runs, he automatically create that balance part of the code automatically and he runs it. So here what happens is the best part is you don't make a mistakes. Less chances to make a mistake because the code is generated by the system itself. Okay. You just have to give that method references. You don't have to worry about it. But when there is a customization in printing, you don't want to print complete object. For example, now when you print an object, he's printing name, he's printing ID, and he's printing age also. But when you want just a age to be printed or name to be printed or just ID to be printed, then you cannot use method reference because it's printing everything. Then in that case, you will use a normal, you'll create an object inside that for each, okay, and you'll print system.out.println. I just want object name dot those name. So for an example, Shraddha, if you can just come to your code window again. Can you just share the window again, Shraddha? So here in this we written system.out. Method reference of println. So here now we'll change it something like this. I'll show you. Okay. So Shraddha, if you can just change that for each ka code that I'm giving you right now. Just give me a second. Okay. So when you wanted to print one by one, okay, Shraddha, then we have to convert this everything into a list. We have to store it into the list and then you have to run a for loop, iteration loop to print that value specifically. Okay. Would like me to show that code also? Then I can show you that code also. That code is already available on my LinkedIn profile. Okay. You want me to show that code?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll give one code in the chat which will help you out. Hold on. Now in the chat, if you see the code which I have been written down, is basically printing only the age value and the employee details. Okay, we just wanted a specific value to be printed. Okay, like an employee name. We don't want everything to be printed. So can you see how we're doing it? We first, after doing this everything, we're putting it into the object again. Okay, after putting it into the object again, I'm going to do it. Okay, putting after everything into the object, I'm going to do it. Now for the same code, if you want me to share the code, give me a second. Let me write it. Emp list filter 25 dot to list, and I'll stir it into the list employee, and this will be the result list. So Shraddha, you first change your code. What I'm giving it in the chat right now, change it to this line. Change your line number 60 to this line. You can comment that line 60 wala, and then you can put this line, new line. Okay, once this has been done, you can run a loop for employee X and then result list. And you can say syst out X dot get employee name. And then you can run a loop the way I'm showing it in the chat, okay, which will ensure that only name is printed. Same way, if you wanted to print ID, you can print ID. If you just wanted to print age, you can print age, or you can print even multiple columns also, but then it will be one after another. Okay, run this and see the output. You see this, all the names are coming, BED, whatever it may be, CED, whatever it may be. Okay, so here we're just printing the name. So this is the way we can convert. The first, when you filter it out, you can store it into the list again. So dot the two lists what we have, will convert it into the list and we'll give it to the back to the list. Once that has been given, we can use the for loop, iteration loop to print it. Now, but the for each loop, what we're doing it, okay, what we're using it there, we trying to print everything. And because we wanted to print everything, I can use a method reference where I don't have to pass anything else in between. I can simply say print everything. So I say system.out :println. Okay, it'll simply print that object. I don't have to mention which object I have to print. Otherwise, I have to mention that object name. Then I take that object name in the system.out :println, that I don't have to do it. So that's a saving of the line of the code. It become more concise or readable format. Okay, good. Any questions? Any doubts so far? No? Shraddha, you can stop sharing your screen. Okay. Well, any other question anyone else has? We have left with few minutes more, and I wanted to touch upon certain question which Pawan had. Okay, or somebody else also asked me the same question related to placements. We'll discuss on that also. So before I move to that, okay, so what we did today, we started understanding Java streams. Okay, there are a lot of functionalities are there, and then this 2 hours is not enough to complete it. But I wanted you to understand the core foundation of Java stream, that why we use it. Okay, what is the benefit of it? Now you have seen the examples that we did today, right? It was interesting. Okay, it gave you that how we could do it in a concise manner or a nice manner. We can implement our code. Now there are lot of such examples available on my LinkedIn profile. Okay, so if you're not following me, start following me. Okay, you'll be able to see a lot of articles on Java 8 stream. Please go through it. Now when you go through it, and if you feel there are any challenges, you don't understand any code, you can check with your trainer first. In case if you still need more understanding, there is a WebEx chat. You can type in there. I can help you. Okay. I don't have to share any documents, any PDF with anyone because everything is available on my LinkedIn profile. Okay. There are the articles I keep writing on this. Okay. Additional resources if you need, you can tell your trainer. She can help you to get it either from me directly or you can write in a chat, WebEx chat. I can help you. Okay. For Varad, whose WebEx chat is not working, Varad, you can tell this to your trainer. I can also discuss with the trainer about the issue and I can get back to you on this. Okay. But I'll understand because I don't know why it's not working.
सर
Okay.
मैं पूछ रहा था कि सर ये स्ट्रीम एड का कोर्स अवेलेबल है क्या सर ईडी ब्रिज के वो फ्री कोर्सेस में भी?
नहीं. This course is not available, but we have lot of good example and self-explanatory document available on my LinkedIn account. There's an article on Java 8 stream. I would ask you and urge you that please go back and read that. That will help you for your interviews. And Java 8 stream API is very, very important as a context to interviews also. Okay?
Yes,
Is this clear? Please go to my LinkedIn account profile. You don't have to wait anywhere. You don't have to search anywhere. Everything is there. I want people, if they follow me, they're able to get these documents. Clear? Is it clear now? Everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Now,
सर
coming back
आपके
to
नाम
the
से ना अकाउंट सर आपका मतलब आपका ही नाम सर्च करो फिर आ जाएगा।
हाँ आएगा गुरुनाथ मेरे नाम से करोगे तो ये आएगा ना मेरा नाम ही होगा ना
अपना
लिंक्डइन
टिकट
पर
का
पीपल
सर
नोज मी बाय गुरुनाथ नेम सो सर्च बाय गुरुनाथ
या
कदम नेम
ओके
ओके
सर
या
आपका
अगर
अगला
मैं
सेशन कब है सर?
अगर मैं अपने वाइफ का नाम रखूंगा तो उनको सर्च करेंगे ना मेरे को नहीं सर्च करेंगे तो मेरे को मेरा ही नाम रखना पड़ेगा ना right so I have to keep my or if I keep Varad's name then people will look at you but I'm different identity you're different identity right तो अपने नाम से अकाउंट बनाना everybody please create an account of your own names and then please connect with me don't create some fake accounts with your wife name boyfriend name or xyz names please don't do that okay have a fair enough account I'll tell you why there are thousands of people connected with me and there are a lot of people who are from industry who have been developers senior developers CEOs companies head and when you connect with me you get connected with them it's a network okay so try and understand that how it makes a difference when you comment on the articles when you write something on article when you say I understood this people are observing you if you go and see my articles people have been liking it as senior developers or CEOs or somebody from across the globe okay so when you comment people recognize you people know that this guy is there presence in the LinkedIn so you also get automatically visible though start connecting to good people follow them understand that start commenting on the articles okay read the article these are all are added advantages for you to get in the industry and settle in the industry quickly okay any other question before I move to the placement question
सर
sure
आपका अगला सेशन कब है सर?
अगले महीने date will come very soon by end of this month but I will not say that don't wait for my next session if you still have a doubt I can connect with you all anytime okay anytime it means it should be available
लिंक्डइन पे कोई
okay but
मैसेज
I'll definitely
भेजो
connect with you all huh
लिंक्डइन पे सर कोई जॉब के लिए कोई इश्यू अगर होगा तो सर मैं
अगर
लिंक्डइन पे
if you allow
आपसे
me
बात
then I
करूंगा
can
सर।
talk if you allow me then I can talk about placement no you do not allowing me to talk about placement
यस सर
I
सर
can
व्हाई
talk
नॉट
now
टीचर सर आप
I can
नंबर
talk
शेयर
about the
कर
placement
सकते
now
हैं
Bharat then I can answer your queries
यस सर व्हाई नॉट अबाउट सर कि इशू कोई इशू नहीं है तो सर आप अपना नंबर सेंड कर सकते हैं सर
नहीं I get calls at night 1 o'clock also 2 o'clock also 3 o'clock also please I have my
सर
privacy I need my that space I actually I get calls at 1 o'clock 2 o'clock 3 o'clock also in the night asking about certain difficulties which is very difficult for me to solve okay very difficult I remember once I was taking a session I shared my number one learner called me at night 2 o'clock because he was having an exam sir I'm getting a difficulty in data structure can you help me out I said 2 o'clock you're calling me and asking me this question I also the idiot man I picked up that call also I picked up that call I don't know I thought it might be some emergency okay
नहीं
तो
सर
please बख्शो मुझे
कभी भी
okay
कॉल नहीं
please help
करूंगा
me out you can connect with me with LinkedIn okay you can write messages on LinkedIn to me I'll get back to you on that you write messages to
ओके
me
सर
on WebEx chat, I'll get back to you that. Whatever is important, if I'm not able to get back to you, I'll ask trainers to get back to you, but I'll ensure that somebody is getting back to you. Okay, I'll not leave it as it is. That I can commit you. Okay, well, now no Bharat, no more questions about you, but I wanted to just answer two questions what my beautiful learners had is about the placement, and I think this is with everybody's mindset what's going around. Okay, try and understand this. Most of you may be a very fresher right now. Okay, and there would be very limited number of people who have been having an experience. Ideally the experience candidate would be very less. Relevant experience, I say that. Okay, relevant experience. Okay, so 2 points I'll discuss. One is the market situation scenario. Second thing is about the opportunities that will coming right in and the opportunity that will be there in the upcoming time. Okay, now try and understand that there is a global slowdown in hirings. It's not me who is hiring. It's the world hiring, right? There's a global slowdown. When I say slowdown, it does not mean that everything is stopped and nothing will come up. It's a trend. We've seen in 2008, we've seen in 2020. When COVID came again, it was the same situation. So this keeps coming up and down. Okay. But that's a slowdown. It does not mean there will no going to open opportunity. And when it will rise up, you'll the first candidate will be preferred by the industry. Okay? So when the slowdown happens, what exactly happens? The first thing happens. The number of opportunity where earlier 10 now become 5. It means the numbers reduces. Opening does not reduce. It means today TCS do not have opening, they have opening, but they have a release opening. Capgemini do not have opening, they have. They have just hired right now from EduBridge so many learners. I think almost more than 100 learners been hired in the recent 1-2 months time, June, July. The July is still not completed. We had more than 100 learners getting hired by the Capgemini. Okay, for a different roles. Okay, so there are openings, but comparatively, what was earlier, there's a dip by 32%. How much percent? 32%. It's not 100%, it's 32%, and it is expected to grow in the coming 3-4 months of time. Okay, but
yes, sir, August
you have to
में
be very patient. Bharat, hold on. Bharat, hold on. Let me complete. Very bad habit. You'll never get selected if you talk like this in between. Okay. So can I expect learners to keep their webcam on? I'll not take more than another 5-10 minutes or 15 minutes max. Okay. So next 3-4 months, you will see openings coming up. Okay. But when the openings will come, okay, try and understand when I said there is a number of reduce in the openings. When the openings will start floating down, they will expect candidate to have a good technical skills and a communication skills. Again, I'm repeating, it's not only technical skills, it's communication and a technical skills. Why? You should able to tell them now, you should able to explain them what is your thought process. Most of the time I've seen learner has a good skill set, but he's unable to express himself in the interview, he or she. And the learner then become not eligible, okay, or not get selected. So it becomes very, very important that in the next 2-3 months, when you getting eligible for placements, if you've been graduated, start working on your communication and technical skills right now, so that when the opening comes, you become ready to face it. Okay? Now to become ready for this opportunity, we given you beside your syllabus lot of interview questions, which ideally an interview will ask you. Now, where are those available? One, available with your trainer. Second, available on my LinkedIn account. If you go, there are a lot of articles. Okay. Now, those are very practical questions. What trainer might be giving you practical plus some conceptual question, but what I'm giving you is a scenario based questions, because that is what I observe and I see a lot of interviews happening around. Okay. So start preparing. The third thing is, sir, why we getting only tech support role? Recently, we had a Capgemini, which was a technical role. Then we had a Federal Soft system integration. Okay, that company was hiring for technical role. Then there is Equity India was hiring for technical role. there was another client called as Quality Curse. He is hiring for technical role. There's a word publishing hiring for technical role. So there are technical roles available. Even right now, there are 2 companies who are hiring for a technical role. So there are technical roles available. Okay. But as I said, the number of openings are very limited. So when I say limited openings, so we don't want our client to lose out. So we'll only send good learners. I'm again repeating my words. We'll only send good learners. So it means that you will all have to fall in a good learner category. And that is only possible after doing your what? Good studies, scoring good in academic, exams, assessments, whatever it may be. Okay? Because how we will get confident that this learners will go and crack that interview and my client will not go. Because if that client goes, nobody will get hired, right? And I can't take that risk. If let's say Pawan is a good learner, or maybe Shraddha is a very good learner, but because some of the learner going and not clearing interview, the client may not interview the rest of them, which we don't want to happen at all. So there will be filters. We will be checking academic records. There will be filters checking about how your skill sets and everything. Okay. Ensure that you're making yourself strong enough. But in the recent time, we had 6 clients with a very good technical opening. However, few learners were not able to crack even a basic questions like, I'll tell you one client, okay, ask a question, what is database? And the learner was not able to answer. Okay. One question was asked, what can you explain me what is public static void main in Java? Was unable to answer the question. One was asked, what is the primary key, difference between a primary key and your ordinal key? Not able to answer. Difference between your different annotation. I'm sure you've not been reached that level of Hibernate, but then they asked certain annotations about it. They were not able to answer it. So very basic question they asked. They asked, what is Java? Tell me what is Java. Not able to answer. Probably that learner may be good. I'm not saying bad. But because that learners were not able to express themselves, they could not answer it in the interview. Okay, because I saw a few learners when I interacted with them in their, in Hindi or some other language, which probably they could understand better, they were able to answer it. It means they're having a knowledge, but they're not able to express it, but unfortunately got rejected. We can avoid this. And for that, daily, if we can practice certain set of questions that we have, you will able to prepare well and get ready for the interviews. Okay. I'm telling you, the next 4 months of time, you will have a good opportunity coming up. Get ready yourself. Okay, Varad, let me complete, then I'll take your question. Then that's the first point. So there are opportunities available, yes. But at the same time, we don't want, there are learners who have not been very technically sounded, and there are learners who feel that I can still start my career in this industry. I can skill up myself, and then slowly I can get into other roles. And he is okay to get into the technical support role. So we also started looking at those kind of opportunity, and we started getting those kind of opportunity for learners. Okay, where even though it's a technical support role, there's nothing major to do, but it's more about customer handling, technical things and all. So the learner who feel I'm not too technical good, but I wanted to start my career, I can't sit at home. For those learners, these are really good opportunities, right? Start with your career. Why to sit at home? Some or other experience, you're earning it. If not technology experience, you're earning corporate experience. You're earning how to communicate. You're earning an experience at how to deal with a team, how to start work together as a team collaboration. You're learning some or other thing. Okay, so the learners who really need of a job should start immediately even applying for these profiles. And I'll say that everybody, if the openings are there, please try applying for it. Anyways, if the new opening comes, you'll be able to see on the portals, right? You can see that. So we trying to balance the market trend versus the learner problem. The learner problem is after completing, sitting at home, wasting time is not a good idea for them. I strongly believe they should get into the industry, whatever comes, even if an internship comes, start doing it. You'll earn experience. For a fresher, this matters a lot, highly matters. Okay. So whatever comes, you should take up those things. but does not mean that there will be no opportunity coming up. It will come, 100% will come, because IT technology, instead of saying IT, a technology is booming in market. But slowly, because there's a diversity in the industry right now. There are a lot of new things coming up, a lot of automations are happening. So people are just trying to, get adjust with those things. Once those things are adjusted, settled down, you'll see openings, but a very different kind of roles. Okay, a different kind of roles altogether. And for that, you have to get prepared. Learn how a ChatGPT works for your own solutions. Generative AI. That's what we have a course also freely available on the portal. Go and enroll, start learning for it. Game development. These are the booming market. Blockchain, cryptography, booming things. Learn about it. I have myself written codes and given it in the courses. Go through it, learn it, see how it works for you all. This is a time where you can do learning. At the same time, I would also suggest that do not waste your time, apply the opportunity to gain an experience. But if you still wanted, no, you're okay, you just wanted to start with your domain, you can wait. There's no problem. Time would be slightly here and there as the market trends to go up and down. Okay. Is that answer the question related to placement? What the two questions were there, or any other question you have? Yeah, I do understand, but there were only 2-3 openings like this, where it was only for female candidates. There was a campaign that is getting run by Capgemini, which is for a female candidates. Okay, which was basically an opportunity for female candidates on analyst role or a Java trainee role, like that. Okay, but these are few campaigns which companies will run. Women empowerment was the one topic this year in January 26th. Haven't you seen that? Our Prime Minister was talking about women empowerment, talking about how things would be there. Okay. Yes. So even other companies, the top companies, are having those schemes going on. But it's not that they will only have scheme for them. We will have some scheme for even male candidates. So don't worry. Okay. Like I said, we're publishing no candidate criteria there for age, gender criteria. A male, female can apply. Okay. Quality course, there is no gender criteria. There you can apply. Okay. Then there is another company. There you can apply. So a lot of things are there. Okay. Well, so I hope I am able to answer your question, Mithun. Varad, 1 second. Let me complete my answers, then I'll take your question. Please write your question meanwhile, Varad, in the chat. Monica said, there are some companies which mention degree requirement as CS in and sales B, etc. Yeah, I'll tell you why there is a reason is certain clients require pure technical background people only, because this roles has pure technical backgrounds. Okay, and they do not wish to hire somebody who's academically also not from a technical background. Okay, however we go and tell them our learners are totally equipped with technical skills since they have taken up the courses with us. And though you will see very few will have a very specific and a rigid criteria, which we cannot change it. We can't go and tell the client, no, you change for us. Okay. But however, we do conversation with them that if we have good learners who is not academically from a background of B.Tech or BSc IT, they might be for some different background, but they are good learners. But when can I talk this? When I see your results, when I see your performance, when your trainer comes and says that these are 5 good learners, they've been very good in academically, I can vouch on that. Okay, then I can send those 5 learners ka detail to the client, right? So Monica, try and see that you come into that category where your trainer comes and tell me, sir, this is the learner, and we can talk to the client that please interview this learner. This is academically strong learner. Trust me, I'll go the first person to tell them, please get interview done for this learner, because this learner is very good learner. We can at least request them. And lot of time we have seen clients have listened to our requests, because then they also want a good candidate. They don't want somebody to hire and then train upon. Okay. So Monica, in your case, see to that you do it well academically, get so strong that nobody, rejects you in any kind of interview. whenever interview comes up, put your heart and efforts, get selected, take help of a trainer, take help of us. We are there to help you out. Okay, there is less opportunity for ECE students at times, but as I said, it's not always fact. Okay, show that performance in academic. Bharat, please write your question in chat. I'll complete my statement first.
इंग्लिश में लिखने की दिक्कत होती है सर, एक ही
हाँ तो
क्वेश्चन है सर।
wait करो Bharat. So at times there is a difficulty, but once you make yourself so strong, we can definitely talk to the client and we can try getting an opportunity for you much better. Okay, the eligible student, because a lot of time what happens, the student does not get eligible. So when we send those data for getting an opening, that learner details is not available with us. Okay, so get your assessment complete on time. That is also one reason why we push you saying that complete assessment on time. There's another reason of getting scoring better, because that helps me to know which are the eligible learners should get a good opportunity, or I can speak to the client accordingly. Okay, all the best, Monica. Any other question by anyone else? Bharat, go ahead with your question quickly.
सर मैं पूछ रहा था कि सर नेक्स्ट मंथ अगस्त मंथ में सर कैपजेमिनी की 1000 ऑफ ओपनिंग है क्या सर? वैकेंसीज निकलने वाली है कि 1000 ऑफ ओपनिंग आपने कहा था?
मैंने ये कहा था कि the client has मैंने कहा था, I don't know whether I did said this anytime. Okay,
या आपने कहा था सर कैपजेमिनी के बारे में बोल रहे थे।
let me correct you. I said till August, not in August, till August. Okay, it means April, May, June, July, August. This financial year till August, they are hiring 1000 learners. How much? How many? 1000 learners. Okay. So it means that if one of you all have been completing course in the month of July, you are eligible if the opening continue in the August. Right now they are continuing the openings. They are hiring people. You'll get an opportunity to work with or to apply for a Capgemini, not work, to apply for the Capgemini. Okay. So till August they're having some 1000 learner hiring from us. Okay. Now it's up to you how you perform, how quickly you do it, and you get started with the opportunity. Like then only, if your training completion itself is not completed, how will you able to apply on the training portal? If assessments are not completed, how will you able to push you there again? Okay, so keep your academic track record so strong that we could vouch and we could help you better. Okay, can communication skill overpower technical skills and get selected for developer role? I'll not say overpower, okay, Rihanna, but then yes, at times, there are few clients who looks at communication, who ignores at communications. Okay, I'll tell you why. When the role is communicating within the team member or a customer or a client, they will prefer a candidate who is good in communication. But they know that, okay, I can hire this candidate since a very good technical candidate, but in the interview, you have shown your performance. You're not good in communication. Still, a client may hire you, giving an opportunity, high possibility. Okay. He will say that you may work as a junior developer, where you will not communicate with the client, but yes, you can. Okay. But at times, clients are very clear that we need good communication candidate, the good communicated candidate. The reason is because they have to deal with the client. They have to talk to the client. They have to write the mails. They have to call. They have to speak about the issues and understand and solve accordingly technically. Those openings, the client will never ever will come down on the communication factor. They will only and only will look at the good communication candidates. Okay, good communication skill candidates. Well, I hope I was able to.
में सर हिंदी में बात किया तो चलेगा क्या सर?
नहीं चलेगा,
मतलब मेरी
नहीं चलेगा भरत, नहीं चलेगा. Okay. However, I always say that your communication should not be a barrier. You should not go and show them that you don't know anything. Okay. You should first of all try and employ your communication. But at times, while explaining, if you feel that I'm not able to put this in English statement, please go ahead and answer him very nicely in Hindi if it's okay. A client will at least appreciate that you know technical knowledge. Okay. He will not reject you on a technical ground. He may say that there's a need of an improvement of communication. Do not ever show your rejection on technical ground, because the same resume been filtered again and again. In 3 months time, they keep looking at the resumes again and again. If you fail on technical, you'll never be going to get a call. But if you fail on communication, there are high chances they might call you back again for an interview. But if the technical role, you have to. Okay. Well, what the name of WebEx page where you will be posting job openings? One, I would be definitely posting it on the Code Crafter. Okay, that's a WebEx chat. Code Crafter. Okay. Code Crafter, that's the name I'm writing in the chat. You all should be part of it, wherein you will get the opportunity to know. Now, anyways, you'll know this opportunity on your EduBridge portal also, learning portal also. Addition to that, I'm going to share with the question banks also, which you can prepare yours, which can be helpful for you to prepare for the interview. Okay, me or a trainer, whoever would be sharing with you, but they would be sharing with you. Okay, yeah. Any other questions? We just have another 2-3 minutes to close the session. 5 minutes maximum. Please on your webcam. We are about to close the session, conclude the session. Bharat, any question you have, quickly ask.
No sir, sir meeting leave कर सकता हूँ sir.
Yeah, please. No problem. Anyone else who has a
Bye
question?
bye. Nice session sir. Nice session.
Yeah, you don't want to give the feedback? Thank you so much. So let's conclude
No,
this.
sir, I'm done with feedback.
Sundar, you're saying something? You wanted to say something?
No, sir, instead of saying done with feedback, I raised a hand.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. How was the session, Surinder, but overall? Did you like?
It was great,
Did you
sir.
learn something?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you practice every day? No, sir.
No, sir, I will practice.
Oh, good. So, well, all the best to everyone. Okay. Feedback is still open for another 2-3 minutes. It will get closed automatically. Okay. But it was nice meeting you. Only my worriness is about you all. You don't speak. Okay. You don't interact. So I'm quite worried if even if I get a client, what I'm going to tell him. My learners don't speak. Okay. So I'm quite worried there. So please work upon your communication, work upon interaction, and start learning or getting skill up nicely on your technology that you're learning at EduBridge. Okay. All the best. I'm available over the LinkedIn, over the WebEx chat, wherever you find difficulty, challenges, let me know. We together can make a change. Okay. So all the best for that. Thank you so much for joining in. See you in the next session. Yeah.
Thank you,
Anyone
sir.
else?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Take care.